200 in his career. Quickly 0-2. Well, the on-base percentage would tell you that Michael Young should hit ahead of Jimmy Rollins. And you mentioned Young doesn't steal a lot of bases. Rollins does like to run. I think ideally, if his on-base percentage were a lot better, he would be that leadoff guy in this lineup.
Colorful group here today. Yeah, and I think if you're Ryan Sandberg, you could play it either way. You could lead off Rollins if you valued that speed at the top of the order. I mean, he's just one spot different in the batting order.
And he went around for strike 3. That's the first out.
Well, good action on this cut fastball. Good late movement down towards that back foot. And Rollins, who has really struggled from this side of the plate, hitting just .233 right-handed this year, comes up empty on an awkward swing. Trying to check it, could not. Good biting cut fastball down and in.
Bring up Chase Utley, the second baseman. See big numbers against the Cubs. He's knocked in 6 runs already against the Cubs this year. He's a career .325 hitter against the Cubs. He taps this one to first and it rolls foul. Kind of see Rizzo doing the calculations in his head. I would assume that's a ball he would rather have stayed fair to get the easy second out.
Yeah, I thought maybe there was a chance he could be a little bit more aggressive coming and get that ball before it went foul. Maybe not, though.
And the way Utley has swung the bat against the Cubs, you definitely take the out where you can get it with him at the plate. Russon's pitch swung on and popped into center. Lake
doesn't see it, or does he?
Now he found it.
Always disconcerting for a pitcher to turn around and see your outfield with his arms up in the air going, I got no clue where this ball is.
Well, especially with his sunglasses on his hat. And you would think if the sun's a problem, he'd put the sunglasses on.
Yeah, yeah, there he goes. He has
okay.
It.
There we go. That's more like it. See that C logo on the hat does not need the glasses. Doesn't need to see anything. Not a lot of guys wear the flip downs anymore. I know they're not quite as fashionable as some of the newer sunglasses, but they're very functional. Big month of August for Ruiz. Missed the first 25 games this year after a positive amphetamine test. Also 4 weeks on the DL with a hamstring strain.
Going to see similar approaches from both these left-handed pitchers today. If Lee's made a living with his cut fastball, it's been a big pitch for Russin so far. Ruiz important for the Phillies today because he's one guy who's really taking care of business against lefties, hitting .340 against left-handed pitching this year.
Mentioned the Cubs' struggles at home. The Phillies have not been very good on the road. Even with their win yesterday, they've dropped 15 of 19 away from their home ballpark. In the air to right. Should be no problem for Cole Gillespie, and that's the inning. Leadoff single, no runs. The Cubs will go after former Cy Young Award winner Cliff Lee when we come back.
Neil Patrick Harris tweeted, Honda Odyssey or Toyota Sienna, is the Odyssey worth the extra money? Huge fan, MPH, but where'd you hear that? Apples to apples, the Odyssey doesn't actually cost more. So hurry into the Honda Summer Clearance event and get a great deal. And I want your autograph right here.
Want a new car? Get a great deal from America's Best Value brand at the Honda Summer Clearance event, happening now.
When it comes to being better, what's better? Being better or worse?
Better!
Okay, and what are you better at?
I'm better at telling jokes.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Queen.
Queen who?
Queen, my dishes, please. Queen. It's Queen to make it funny.
He doesn't get it.
It's not complicated. Better is better. And AT&T is the nation's fastest and now most reliable 4G LTE network.
Let's check in on the Cubs starting nine, brought to you by Southwest. Castro in the leadoff spot, 2 doubles yesterday. Darwin Barney's going to hit second. Rizzo, Murphy, Lake, and Castillo in the middle. And against the lefty, you've got McDonald and Gillespie playing the corner outfield spots, batting 7th and 8th, and ahead of Chris Russin.
Phillies defensively. Ruff gets the left field assignment this afternoon. Bernardina center, Mayberry right. Young, Rollins, Utley, Franzen on the infield, and Carlos Chooch Ruiz behind the plate. Our Lexus starting pitcher for the Phillies, all-star Cliff Lee. He's 11-6 with a 307. And tremendous strikeout to walk numbers. That's always the case. Throw strike one as much as anybody in the game. He lives in the strike zone. Doesn't walk many at all. He's allowed 18 home runs. The league hits just 237 against him.
From Benton, Arkansas, he and Travis Wood are close friends in the offseason. And he starts Castro with a strike. Clifton Pfeiffer Lee, 4-time All-Star, Cy Young Award winner in the American League in 2008. Normally among the leaders in fewest walks per 9.
Yeah, and a lot of times you see those guys who don't walk many. They're contact guys, pitch to contact, but Lee could punch you out too. He's above average in terms of his strikeout rate. Strikes out 23% of the batters he faces while walking, but 4%.
He's had a really interesting career, which we'll get into as the day moves along. Castro hops down the right field line, foul territory, and just behind the Phillies bullpen. Phillies without Dominic Brown in their lineup today. Sounds like he's able to pinch hit, but he had to leave with the sore Achilles yesterday that had been bothering him for a while. Pitch number 5 to Castro, and it's 2-2. He had a big breakout year in 2005 with Cleveland. 18-game winner, over 200 innings. In fact, he won 14 games at least From 04 to 06, called strike 3.
He moves the ball in and out as well as anybody. He just freezes Castro here with his cut fastball to the inside corner. You see moving the ball in and out, up and down, but always on or just around home plate. Very aggressive, works quickly.
Here's Darwin Barney. Still looking for his first hit against the Phillies this year. So Lee really solid. We mentioned middle part of the last decade. Then in 07, they got off to a late start due to abdominal strain. Never could get going. Had an ERA of over 6. Spent some time in the minors. Amid his struggles, that's a fair ball past Young, and it should be a double for Barney. And it is, so he's on the board against the Phillies this year.
And a chance for the Cubs to draw first blood here this afternoon. This time Barney able to get to that cut fastball. You got to be quick, clear that front side. And he does, and yanks it right down the third base line. Lee on the mound, usually a fair amount of action for the third baseman.
Here's Rizzo. He homered yesterday. Walked, scored twice. That was his 21st homer. Nate Scherholtz hit his 20th. So they're the first Cubs left-handed hitting tandem with 20 homers apiece in 40 years. 1973. The last combo to do it. Rick Monday hit 26. Billy Williams had 20. The 0-1. This is low. So back to Lee. Had that bad 07. Then the following year won the Cy Young in the American League. He was the comeback player of the year as well. 22-3.
Led the league in wins, led the league in ERA.
Inside. He's basically been great since, with the low ERA 2 years ago, 2.40.
His story not unlike his teammate Roy Halladay, who we saw yesterday. Halladay, who had success, then hit a wall, went down in the minor leagues, sorted things out, and came back. Has had an unbelievably good career. And Lee's story not dissimilar.
And at this point in his career, he's being paid to be great. Lee making $25 million this year. He'll do that again next year and the year after that, and then has a vesting option for 2016. How about in 06? He made $406,200, then $3 million, $4 million, $6 million, $9 million, 11, 21.5, and now 25. Some pretty good raises.
Turned 35 yesterday. Phillies with the oldest roster in the National League, just a little bit behind the Yankees. So they're getting up there. They're well compensated. They're having a bad year.
A little younger in the dugout, going from the winningest manager in Phillies history, Charlie Manuel, to Ryne Sandberg. Still has the interim tag. The Phillies have won 9 of 15 under Rhino. Making Lee work here in the first inning. 3-2 on Rizzo.
Lee last time out, 8 innings of 5-hit ball, allowed 1 run. Went through a little bit of a rough patch in July.
A rare walk. Here comes Donnie Murphy. How about 2010? I mean, 212 and a third innings, 18 walks the whole year. The one he just issued, just the 29th this season. This is his 26th start. Should have an accuracy contest. Adam Wainwright and Cliff Lee.
Murphy has had very little success against Cliff Lee so far.
Big crowd today.
And the thing about Lee, he's not an overpowering guy. Average velocity, 91 miles an hour. That was the change. Throw a 2-seam fastball, a lot of cutters.
He appears to have something in his eye. And ready for the 2-1. Now 3-1. Junior Lake on deck. The old adage, get to a guy like Lee early and you may not have a lot of chances later as he tries to settle in on this somewhat unfamiliar mound. Fouled back. The 4th career start for Cliff Lee here at Wrigley.
He's been a beast on the road this year. 7-2 with a 2.47 road ERA.
Runners go on the 3-2 and it's fouled back to the net.
Fastball moving in on the hands. This makes him so effective. Just a little subtle movement off the barrel and towards the knuckles a little bit. Gets a lot of weak contact. Better on the road than he has been back at Citizens Bank Ballpark.
Pitch number 23 of the inning. Runners go again. Called strike 3. Barney out at third, and that's it. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Lee. We are scoreless after an inning.
No food or drink.
Oh, just one more bite. This is a cool job. One more bite. How you guys doing? Good. One more bite.
McDonald's new Egg White Delight McMuffin, made with deliciously fluffy egg whites at 250 calories. It's always worth one more bite, and always a good idea.
When we set out to change mobile, we didn't phone it in. We started at the beginning. We did our homework. We focus grouped, and we focus grouped the focus groups. Then we brought in all the carriers and all the phones. We decided when you stop loving this, you should be able to trade it in for a gift card. We didn't just make a change. We made a better way to buy mobile. Here's your gift card.
Oh, thanks very much.
Nice choice.
Get up to $200 when you trade in any working phone. Only at Best Buy.
Are we too late for the clearance event?
No, there's still lots to choose from, but they're going fast.
Are we too late for the clearance event?
No, there's still lots to choose from, but they're going fast.
Are we too late for the...
No, there's lots to choose from, but they're going fast.
Spritz?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's good.
Oh, good.
That's good.
Get an amazing 0% APR financing on a new 2013 Camry. Or lease a new 2013 Camry LE for only $199 a month. Hurry into your local Toyota dealer today. These are your final days to save. Don't miss out. Toyota, let's go places.
Build up big savings during the Menards Construction Sale. Get the best brands, best quality, best price period with Pittsburgh paints. For a beautiful look that lasts, choose Pittsburgh Grand Distinction Exterior Paint. It features dirt shedding technology and is a paint and primer in one, providing you with a smooth, rich, and mildew-resistant finish, adding beauty and value to your home. Right now, save $7 a gallon. That's $35 on 5-gallon pails.
Save big money at Menards.
Each team with a hit, neither with a run. Ready to go here in the second. Ruff, Mayberry, and Franzen for the Phillies. Ball one to Darren Ruff, finishing up this month of August. 9 of his 11 homers have been in August. Russell missed again, about the same spot. 2 balls, no strikes. This from the Detroit area, went to the University of Kentucky. Got Kentucky against Arkansas today, as Cliff Lee's a former Razorback.
Big SEC matchup.
The 2-1 swing and a miss. 2-2.
Something he does frequently, swing and miss, strikes out a lot, but he's got a lot of power.
Got him. He was frozen on strike 3.
Look familiar?
Yeah, it did.
Castro's at bat in the first. Murphy, so Russin taking a page out of the Cliff Lee playbook. His second punch out.
They say when pitchers face teams for the first time that, you know, the pitcher generally has the advantage till a hitter starts to kind of figure out a pitcher. Did you feel that way when you faced teams that hadn't seen you before?
No, it probably was the case. I never felt it. I never went into a start thinking that I had that advantage and would be able to exploit it.
Backhand by Castro, and he gets Mayberry.
You know what I mean? It's hard to kind of take that mindset into a start. Well, these guys have never seen me, therefore I'm going to pitch a certain way. I think you have to go at it the way you normally do. Here's a nice backhanded play by Castro. Sets up, good strong throw. 2 quick outs.
Well, the Phillies' unsung hero yesterday, Kevin Franzen, who did not start the game. But he certainly had a big impact. He came in to pinch hit in the 6th and picked up a leadoff triple that sparked their 4-run rally, and then he tied the game in the 7th with a home run called by John Lovitz.
Oh, what a piece of work he is, man. Fran's a good role player. Play a lot of different places on the field. Pretty solid as a pinch hitter.
That ball driven out into deep left center. Way back and gone. Franzen's had quite a series. 1-0 Phillies.
Wow. Hiding them down there in the 7-hole in the batting order today. Ball stayed up for him. It's the Ford home run replay. Number 5 for Franzen. And the 4th one allowed by Chris Russ. It looked like a backdoor cutter.
It's the 14th homer of his career.
He's not going to want to leave town.
And over 1,000 plate appearances.
Little backdoor slider or cut fastball. Belt high. And not much depth.
1-1 on Bernardina, playing center and batting 8th. And he just got hit. That is the second consecutive plate appearance in which he's been plunked. Got hit in the 9th and would come around to score the winning run. And he got hit similar area. It was the upper right arm yesterday, and I think that might have clipped his elbow. Right side as well.
And Bernardina, a speed guy, capable of stealing a base. You wouldn't think he'd be going here with 2 outs and Cliff Lee batting. They don't want Lee, in case he's thrown out, Lee leading off the next inning. So Bernardina will likely stay put. Lee handles the bat pretty well for a pitcher. I think $152 this year.
He's got 2 career home runs. They both came in 2011. One was off left-hander Ted Lilly at Dodger Stadium. Thing to note about Lee is that this is his 2nd time around with the Phillies. He got traded to the Phillies from Cleveland, trade deadline in 09. To Seattle, to Texas, became a free agent, went back to the Phillies.
Originally signed by the Expos, 4th round pick of the Expos back in 2000.
I wonder if he and Bernardina were teammates at all in the minors. Bernardina was signed, I believe, in 01. Lee grounds out, and the inning is over. Kevin Franzen, with his 2nd home run of the series, makes it 1-0 Phillies early.
Sometimes going to new places is the only way to truly arrive. Going new places, that's how we fly. Southwest Airlines now offers nonstop service from Midway to Charlotte and Rochester. If it matters to you, it matters to us. Book now online, only at southwest.com.
So who's more refreshing? The world's most refreshing can or Ice Cube?
Make this quick, I'm claustrophobic.
They both have a 2-stage cold activation and a frost brew liner. But how do they vent?
How much more of this can I gotta take, man? I'm done with this.
Impressive. A single vent. Amazing. The double vent for a smoother, more refreshing flow. Ice Cube is cold, but Coors Light is the ultimate in cold refreshment.
Let me up out of here. Crack the door.
The world's most refreshing can only from Coors Light.
It's a golden opportunity to discover the heart-pounding exhilaration beyond the engineering. Come to the Golden Opportunity Sales Event to experience the precision handling of the Lexus performance vehicles, including the GS and all-new IS. Lease the all-wheel drive 2014 IS 250 for $349 a month for 27 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Welcome back. It is 1-0 Phillies. Cubs to bat here in the bottom half of the second. Come out next Sunday. That's the 8th, 1 week from tomorrow. 1:20 ball game. The Brewers are in town, and the first 5,000 kids 13 and younger will receive a Cubs chest protector backpack. After the ball game, the first 1,000 kids will have the opportunity to run the bases. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Phillies striking first on a Kevin Franzen home run. I guess the good news is the Cubs have been hitting the long ball here at Wrigley. They've hit at least 2 in each of their last 5 home games, 13 total.
Hasn't added up to many wins.
When you get 5 off Halladay yesterday and you don't win, that stings.
Second time in a week they've blown a big lead like that.
I don't even know what to say about that, and I won't. But I will say, get more cash back when you earn up to 5% back on purchases and categories you choose with the U.S. Bank Cash Plus Visa Signature Card. Apply today at any U.S. Bank branch.
You know, if you have a puppet, you're never alone.
Well,
you've always got somebody to talk to.
I guess the question is, does that person have to buy 2 tickets to the ball game?
Only if they're really committed.
Junior Lake bunts foul. For 5 yesterday. Bit of a rough patch. Hitless in his last 3 games, covering 13 ABs.
You see Ruiz before each pitch. He's looking down at the feet of these right-handed hitters. He wants to see if they're cheating a little bit. They're going to try to open up on that cutter. He sees them moving off the plate. He'll call for the 2-seamer away or off-speed pitch away. So much work inside against right-handed hitters. He's always making a note of any adjustments they're making in the box.
The changeup. 1-2.
Been good against southpaws. Of course, Cliff Lee's not your garden variety left-hander. One of the best in the business, has been for a good while now. He's 40-27 since putting on the Philly gear. Or I should say in his 2 stints as a Philly. In. Travis Wood is fellow Arkansan with a similar approach.
Lined right to the second baseman, Utley.
You an Arkansan or an Arkansan?
I would probably say Arkansan, but
just
I don't know if it's
Razorback.
right. That's probably the way I would go. Here comes Wellington Castillo.
Yeah, because if you're from Kansas, you're a Kansan. Therefore, if you're from Arkansas, you should be an Arkansan.
Not a big surprise there has been a trade today, and there may be a couple of more, because you've got to be in an organization prior to tomorrow to qualify for the postseason roster. And Justin Morneau is now a Pittsburgh Pirate. Alex Presley, the outfielder, goes from the Pirates to the Twins, a player to be named or cash considerations as well.
That's a good aggressive move by the Buccos. Recently picked up Marlon Byrd, but looking for a little more help.
Morneau with 9 homers this month. He was the AL MVP in '06. Up the middle and through for a base hit.
And Cliff Lee just able to sidestepped this one. Like it was headed for the ribs. And quite squared up off the end of the bat a little bit, but still hit it hard enough to get it through the infield for the Cubs' second hit.
Funny how your natural reflexes take over. Lee avoiding that ball, and then once it got past him, I think was upset it didn't hit him. Deflect to one of his infielders. McDonald batting with 1 on and 1 out. That's why guys like Reed Johnson, Chase Utley, they're built differently. Those are guys that pitch comes inside, kind of act like you're getting out of the way, but you don't really. Fernando Vina was like that. Andy Fox. Most people are vacating.
Ron Hunt.
Yeah. Craig Biggio.
And maybe the best I ever saw in that regard was Don Baylor.
There's no fear of getting hit by a pitch. Carlos Quentin. One and 2 on McDonald. I got to bring out my Tommy Hutton note before the Marlins come here. The cutoff by Young. Throw to first. Late. McDonald with an infield hit. Nice hustle.
You see this a lot. Third basemen are taught to get everything they can moving in that direction, but a lot of times it looks like the shortstop would have had a better chance of making the play. Rollins with a little momentum moving toward the baseball would have been able to get a little more on the throw and would have gotten it off a little bit more quickly, in my estimation.
So 2 on for Cole Gillespie. So Tommy Hutton, who played 12 years in the big leagues, first baseman and pinch hitter. He accumulated 1,920 career plate appearances. Want to know how many times he was hit by a pitch?
Well, I'm going to go with a really small number. Somewhere between 0 and 1.
0. Isn't that amazing?
He was elusive.
Time called, no pitch.
And what's Tommy's explanation for that?
Well, you know, I don't remember what it is. I'll ask him again when we see them in a few days.
Pitchers were afraid he would come out there and snap their heads off.
No, my guess would be he would say, I didn't want to get hit by a pitch. I wanted to hit a home run. That's a base hit. Castillo coming around third. He's going to be sent to the plate, and we're tied at 1. Third RBI for Cole Gillespie.
He hasn't had a lot of chances, but he's had some good at-bats lately. And he's able to get the head out in front of that cut fastball, cut it off before it gets in on the hands. Cubs making some noise at the bottom of the order.